Thank you for joining me for a demo of our mobile messaging feature. We'll be doing an overview of some of the most useful parts of the tool. If you want more specific info on its capabilities, please reach out to support@actionnetwork.org and we'll be able to give you more info there. First, I'll go over what exactly mobile messaging is. After this, we'll discuss short and long codes and how they affect pricing. Then, we'll show you a case study on how one of our partners was able to use the tool to create an amazing action in the middle of the pandemic. Then, we'll show you how to set up and jump into the demo. We built our mobile messaging tool to help organizations of all sizes have access to a broadcast mobile tool with integrated targeting at an affordable price. You don't need to be a huge organization to have a robust mobile program anymore. We built this, just like all our other tools, in partnership with the Daily Kos and members of our Partner Development Committee. Mobile messaging has dual integrated targeting, so you can easily target both emails and mobile messaging. This presents a bunch of new opportunities for testing. You can send out an email and a mobile message, see which one performs best, and move forward using the results of those tests. We also wanted to have these in one, since we didn't see a point in creating a totally separate tool, when ideally they should be complementing one another. And we are continuing to update and add features to the tool. For mobile messaging, there will be two fees. One on the Action Network side, based on your usage, and another from the Twilio side, based on your mobile messaging volume. We partnered with Twilio to make this tool accessible to organizations of all sizes. The Twilio folks are experts on this. We use their SendGrid service to send all your emails already. On the Twilio end, the type of number you get will affect your pricing. Most of you are probably familiar with shared short codes, but we're excited to introduce you to long codes and toll-free numbers. We think these are going to be real game changers in terms of making the tool more accessible to many smaller organizations. These are 10-digit numbers, and for long codes, you can send 200 messages a day, or 400 to 600 messages for toll-free numbers. You can have more than one number, which is great if you want to have more than one call campaign going on at once. These are also much cheaper. Long codes can be leased for as little as $1 a month, while toll-free numbers can be leased for $2 a month. These numbers really make texting tools more accessible by being more affordable for many smaller organizations. You can buy as many long codes or toll-free numbers as you need to hit everyone on your list, and you don't need to manage them. Twilio will cycle these for you automatically, so when you hit the limit on a certain number for the day, it seamlessly starts sending from your other numbers. These numbers are great because you won't need to be using the same short code as other organizations. There's no need to use prefixes to identify your org, and it reduces confusion on the side of the activist. Long codes and toll-free numbers also make it much easier to track replies, and you'll have much more control over the back and forth with your activists. You won't need to wait 24 hours to send a message if someone on your shared short code had sent one previously. Action Network would recommend toll-free numbers because they have better deliverability, and the industry as a whole is moving in that direction anyways. Now, we do also offer short codes, which are what most folks are probably familiar with. These are 5 or 6 digit numbers that let you send unlimited messages per day. These are pricier, starting at $1,000 a month, and you can only have one short code. These take about 2 to 3 months to apply for and receive access. These are for folks who expect to send more than 200,000 messages per day. Now let's discuss pricing. Like I said, there will be 2 fees. On the Action Network side, pricing is based on your usage of our system and starts at $50 a month and covers up to 5,000 messages. Your rate will increase by $10 per 1,000 additional messages you send. For networks, this starts at $100 a month and increases by $20 per 1,000 messages. You'll also have a fee on the Twilio side. This fee is based on your mobile messaging volume and includes the fees for your numbers. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say my group sends one message out to a list of 5,000. I've leased 25 long codes from Twilio to hit everyone on my list. My total at the end of the month, assuming no one replies, would be around $112. Reach out to join@actionnetwork.org to learn more about how your specific organization's pricing will look. While Action Network's mobile messaging tool is new, we already have partners who are putting it to use. The Poor People's Campaign is a movement that is continuing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s work to build a broad fusion movement that can unite poor and marginalized communities across the country. The Poor People's Campaign planned the Moral March on Washington as an in-person event. When COVID-19 hit, the organizers moved the days of action online. Now, they had spent months organizing and collecting RSVPs for the event through in-person organizing, peer-to-peer texting, and phone banking. But they knew that day of mobile messages to everyone who had RSVP'd would be crucial to driving turnout. They realized that unlike an in-person rally, where people make plans and know how they're going to get to the rally, with an online event, people may not even remember that it's going on. The Poor People's Campaign wanted to use mobile messaging to say, tune in right now, so people knew to join the virtual event and didn't miss out. However, the organizers discovered only days before the event that the tool they had been using for blast mobile messaging would not be an option this time around. The team signed up for mobile messaging on Action Network and scheduled a series of messages to go out to their list 10 minutes before the event started. And it's important to know that this was extremely quick turnaround. They were able to use mobile messaging to stage one of the largest virtual rallies and were set up and had messages scheduled within a day. The outcome was the first of its kind virtual march, with over 2.5 million views, 300,000 letters to elected officials, and 40,000 marchers, together in solidarity, but socially distanced in their own homes. This shows you not only what's possible with mobile messaging, but also how easy it is to use on the fly. Now let's quickly go over how you can get set up with mobile messaging. Since there are 2 fees, you'll have 2 accounts to set up, one with Action Network and another with Twilio. On the Action Network side, you can just submit a payment for mobile messaging, we'll turn on permissions, then you're set. Then you'll set stuff up in Twilio. To do this, go to the Settings tab in your Group Manage page. Here, you'll see links to create an account with Twilio. After you create your account, you'll see further instructions on what info you should copy and paste from Twilio into your Settings tab. Once you do this, you'll be all set. Now we're going to jump into the demo and take a look at the tool. Like I just said now, in the Settings tab, you can set up your Twilio account and manage some mobile messaging settings. In the Start Organizing menu, you'll see some new stuff, all of which we'll be going over today. We have a new actions called Call Campaigns, as well as mobile messages and the mobile message inbox. We also have some new built-in core fields. I can add new questions to my form, so instead of having a phone number there, I can choose the core field and drop it in my form. I can also collect opt-ins by clicking that option and dragging it in. You can also upload this if you want. As always, Action Network is a 100% opt-in only platform, so you should make sure you're sending messages to people who have opted in only. Now that we know where stuff is, it's time to create an action for folks to take. I'll be showing you how you can create an action for folks to take via mobile message. Today we'll be creating a sign-up form for my group. A lot of folks are interested in getting involved and getting out the vote, and we want to help elect Democrats that will pass strong labor laws. So I want to make sure people can sign up for ways to get involved. I'll go to the Start Organizing menu, click on Actions, and select Forms. The first thing we'll do is add a title. Let's say, sign up for ways to get updates from the Workers' Solidarity Center. Next, I'll enter a description. This is required, but people may not end up seeing it if they're taking action via mobile message. We'll say, sign up for updates on ways to get involved in your community. Next, I'll make sure it's sponsored by my group. Then let's take a look at the progress bar. You can leave it as it is, and it will start at 25 and increase automatically, or you can enter your own number. Since this is just a sign-up form, I'm actually going to remove it though, since we're not trying to reach a goal. After this, I'll enter a heading, and I'll just add sign up for updates. Then let's take a look at the form we want people to fill out. Now, since this form is specifically for joining my mobile list, I'm not going to need some of the questions here. Later on, I'll show you how you can build a ladder to automate the collection of some of this info. I'll remove the first and last name, as well as the zip code field. Then I'll click Save. The last thing I'll do is edit this so it just says Get Updates. Then we'll click Save and go to the next step, and this will bring us to the thank you page. I'll click Save and Publish to make this action live. Now people can text to join my list. So people can sign this form by texting in a keyword. You'll be able to send mobile messages to these folks once they're on your list, and I'll be showing you how to do that next. These numbers are the same across all the actions sponsored by my group. So first, I'll add a keyword here. Let's say people need to text join to my number in order to join my list. You can have multiple keywords if you like. You can use text to take action on petitions, events, so people can RSVP, and forms, just like we just did, so that people can text to join our mobile list. People who do this are automatically added to the list, and I'll be able to send them messages in the future. You can set up automated conversations with folks to collect or give them more info. And I'll be showing you how to do that with our ladders tool. Before we do that though, let's write our first mobile message. We'll go to the People menu and select Mobile Messages. The administrative title is an internal name for the message that folks on your team can use to easily identify and find it. Next, you'll enter the body of your message. I'll ask, are you registered to vote? Reply Y if you are. You'll notice that you can use many of the same clips that we have with email in a mobile message. So I can add an activist name to this message using this first name clip. So let me do that right now. I'll edit this so it looks a little prettier. And there are some important things to keep in mind when writing a mobile message. The first is that clips will count towards the character count in the interface, but this may change when you actually hit send. This is because activist data varies in length from person to person, so it's possible for your message to be split if someone has a certain piece of data that pushes them over that 160 character limit. Now, if you go over that limit, it will look fine on the recipient's end. It'll look like one message in almost all cases, but it's important for you to know because you will get charged for 2 messages on Twilio. Also, links count towards the character count, but will automatically shorten these for you so they take up fewer characters. And finally, any message with non-GSM7 characters, so basically anything with an emoji, can only contain 67 characters before splitting. You can add an alternate body if you'd like, and this is super useful for A/B testing. You can also send yourself a test to your mobile device from down here, so you can see what it looks like to receive it on an actual phone. Next, let's target this message. On the targeting page, you'll see that it's almost identical to our email targeting, so there's hardly anything new to learn here. I will point out this mobile click activity field. This allows you to do engagement-based targeting, so you can target people who are engaging most with your content and who are likely to do so in the future. Once you've targeted your message, you'll click Save, Preview, and Send. You'll be able to view a preview of the message and the number of folks you'll be sending it to. This process is identical to the one that we have with email. You can schedule this for any point in the future. And you can also send it out by time zone. If you do this, Our system will send your message over a period of 24 hours at the same time in each time zone. So it will send at 4 p.m. Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific, etc., as it goes through all the time zones around the world. In order for this to work properly, we do need to have people's address data on hand. So make sure that you have that address info if you want to use this feature. You can also just send it right away if you'd like. And let's do that. After I send my message, I'll be taken to a mobile message page. Stop. After I send my mobile message, I'll be taken to a manage page where I can see important stats on things like clicks, actions, and unsubscribes. Next, we're going to take a look at the mobile message inbox. This is where you can view replies from your activists and reply to them as well. All your replies will appear here, and there will be a blue flag next to unread messages. Keywords like help and stop are handled automatically by our system, and they end up here. You can set customizable text in the Settings tab to handle replies like these. People will be automatically unsubscribed when they reply that, but every now and then they're going to spell those words wrong, so you can manually unsubscribe them from here. Subscription statuses are totally separate, so someone can be subscribed to the email list, but unsubscribed to the mobile list, and vice versa. You can also have a one-on-one conversation with activists. And let's say they let you know, hey, I moved. Can you update my address? You can quickly access their activist record from here so that you can update the info that you have on them. Next, we're going to take a look at call campaigns. I'll go to the Actions menu and select Call Campaigns. This is great if you want your activists to call their representatives or a custom target. I'll enter an administrative title. Again, this is just an internal name that other admins can use to track this action. Note that for call campaigns, there won't be a front-facing page like you have for petitions or letter campaigns. You would send out a phone number, and I'll show you which number we're going to use in just a minute. Next, I'll select a specific target list, and for today, let's target members of the House. Then we'll select a phone number. All your group's numbers, including short or long codes, will appear in this drop-down menu. After this, you can upload an MP3 file in which you give instructions on what your activists should tell the representatives when connected. This will play before they're actually sent to their representative's office. I'll upload this now. Then, you'll make sure it's sponsored by your group. And for the last part, we'll add all members of Congress to this call campaign. Once you're done, you'll click Save and Publish to make this action live. After you do this, you'll be taken to an Action Manage page where you can see stats on action takers, see which of your targets received calls, and edit an auto-response message in the Responses tab. Now, some notes on the Responses tab. Phone number and address are necessary for call campaigns to work properly. That's how we match people to the correct target. So it's really important that you have both of these pieces of data on hand. Now, if someone is missing data, you can attach a form to this message here, and if we can't match them, they'll receive this message asking them to give you their address. They'll fill out the form, enter their address, and once we have that, they'll be able to call the number again, and we'll be able to accurately match them to their target. To get this action out to your list, you can send this number in an email or a mobile message. It's the same number no matter where your activists live. The last thing we'll be taking a look at today are ladders. These work the same way as they would for email. I'll go to the People menu and select Ladders. Then I can easily switch to a new group from that current list menu. let's take a look at this ladder that I've created. We have some new triggers that are based off of mobile messaging. So you can trigger people into a ladder if they received or clicked on any message, or received or clicked on a specific message. Now, earlier, I sent out a message asking folks if they were registered to vote. We have this really cool wait step here that waits for 6 hours to see if people respond, and if they do, that response is saved in this custom field called registered to vote. This is a really cool step that allows you to automate data collection from text to join. So remember when I texted to take action on that form to join a list? I could set up a ladder with an automated follow-up message asking folks for things like, what's your email? What's your first name? Zip code? You can set up a ladder using this wait step and store data in any core or custom field that you like. Now after this step, I have a decision step. It checks to see what did people respond to. So I ask for folks to respond with Y, so I'm specifically looking for people with this response in that registered to vote custom field. If they did respond with Y, they'll receive this message asking them to invite their friends to get registered to vote. If they didn't respond with Y, or just didn't respond at all, they'll receive this message encouraging themselves to get registered to vote. As always, you should set up ladders like this before sending out your message, since ladders are not retroactive. This brings us to the end of today's demo. Please reach out to join@actionnetwork.org if you're interested in learning more, or if you're ready to sign up. We're looking forward to hearing from you. I hope you have a great day. See ya.